This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 26 sewing patterns to try in 2026. The sewing patterns I'll be sharing in this video are a combination of sewing patterns I'm really excited to try for myself in 2026, but also some tried and true patterns that I just personally really love and want to share in this video. I have a saved folder on my Instagram of all the different sewing patterns so I can give you some visuals of the patterns themselves. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. And I think we'll start by going through some of the sewing patterns I'm personally really excited to make this year. So this first sewing pattern I have to share is one I have just very recently discovered, and ever since finding it, I kind of can't stop thinking about it and I cannot wait to make this dress. It is called the Millie dress by Ali Maria. Just look at this dress. Have you seen a more beautiful dress before? I love the tiered look with the wavy scalloped detail. I just think that is so pretty. I also love that the dress uses contrasting bias binding to really make those tiered layers in the skirt stand out. Yeah, like I said, as soon as I saw this pattern, I added it to my want to make list because I just don't think I've seen a more whimsical and fun dress sewing pattern before. The next dress is one I've had on my to make list for way too long now, and this year is the year I'm actually going to get around to making it. It is the Willow dress by Cinnamon Daisy Studio. This version here is worn by Hot Pearl Summer, which is an account I've recently started following, and I love everything she makes. The dress itself is a beautiful gathered dress with a basque waistline, and I personally really love the look of a basque waistline. It also has these cute little bow tie details at the waist as well, which I find really interesting and think just add a really beautiful feature to the dress. The next pattern is another recent find, and I again have just completely fallen in love with it. It is the Darcy dress by Hey Kelly Lydia. This dress features a gorgeous, I think it almost is like a sailor collar. Here are some examples of the Darcy dress. Some people have used contrasting ruffles, which I think is a gorgeous detail. I also love how this dress is buttoned up, and I also love the really high empire style waistline. Another dress that has been on my radar for a while is the Innes dress by Just Patterns. This dress looks super interesting. Like, the construction looks as though it's just been made up from multiple panels to create the shape of the dress, which honestly just kind of looks a bit like pattern magic to me. I love it when patterns use kind of unusual techniques in order to give the dress or pattern or garment shape. And I also love the really kind of square neckline as well. I think it is just such a classic dress and one I really want to add to my wardrobe. The next pattern is a blouse pattern. It is the Paloma pattern by Swim Style Patterns. They very kindly sent me a copy of the printed pattern. I've got it in my hands here. I'm so excited to get stuck in and make this pattern. I've seen a lot of people I follow online make it as well, and every time I see it, I just think it looks so stunning. It is such a beautiful silhouette, and I love all the gathering details on it as well. I'm also really loving the cute drawstring details that you can see really clearly at the back of the blouse. And yeah, like I said, I'm very excited to make this one soon. Now let's talk about this beautiful skirt pattern, the Garden Skirt by Frux Studio. You might remember last year, no, 2 years ago now, I made the garden dress, which is a beautiful pin-tucked pinafore style dress that I thoroughly enjoyed making. It was a bit of a process stitching up all of those pin tucks, but well worth all the effort in the end. And now Frux Studio have come out with a skirt version. This skirt has again got that beautiful pin tuck detailing, and it gives me kind of very similar energy to a traditional gathered skirt, but obviously there is no gathering in this skirt. The shaping has been made by adding these pin tuck details. Yeah, I love a good classic gathered skirt, so I feel like I'm going to feel right at home in a skirt like this one. Next, I have another dress pattern. This one I feel like most people have heard of, but I wanted to include it because it is again just been one of those dresses I've wanted to make for my own wardrobe for so long, and I feel like 2026 is the year I'm going to make it. It is the Alicia patchwork dress by Roberts Wood. Oh my goodness, there is so much I could say about this dress. The shaping of this dress, I believe, has all been made by using these intricately cut out shapes, and once the shapes are stitched together, yeah, it just gives the dress a dress shape, I guess. It looks again like pattern magic, and I've again seen a lot of people I follow on Instagram make this dress, and every time someone makes it, it looks completely different because you can really get creative with this pattern and, you know, use different fabrics for the different types of shapes. Another one I've been really keen to make, and that I've already purchased actually, is the wavelength bag by Talia Threads. Similar to the very first dress pattern I showed, this one features a gorgeous wavy design with contrasting bias binding, and as these examples show, when you use contrasting bias binding, those wavy details really stand out, which I love. I've been using the Uniqlo crossbody bag a lot recently, but I have to say this one is just so much cuter, and it would be also a really fun project to have a go at making my own crossbody bag. There's also a version that is just for over the shoulder as well, which is super cute. This next sewing pattern isn't actually technically released yet at the time of me making this video. I haven't really seen many updates about it, but I am completely obsessed, and if it becomes an actual purchasable sewing pattern this year, I will be purchasing it right away as soon as it's available. It is this skirt here by George's Portfolio. She has a few patterns out already, which I'll have linked below if you want to go check out her patterns that are available. But she's currently working on making this skirt a sewing pattern. Well, here's what I'm hoping anyway. I love the scalloped kind of tulip shape of the skirt, and then obviously the gathered ruffle hem is just divine. I've seen comments say that it kind of reminds them of the lampshade in the best possible way, and that is the exact same vibe I get. I just think it is so cute. I love it so much, and I'm really crossing my fingers that Georgia gets this pattern done this year, and yeah, I cannot wait to make it if she does. Another skirt pattern I have to share and that I've completely fallen in love with is the Zamora skirt by Madswick Studio. This is a very simple gathered skirt, but again, this skirt features pin tucks, but the pin tucks this time aren't going vertically like the garden dress. They're going horizontally, and the pin tucks themselves are a range of different thicknesses, which just adds such a gorgeous detail to this skirt. I also love how there is a tiered gathered element to the skirt as well. It's just, yeah, again, another different take on a classic gathered skirt. It's just such a clever idea to add those pin tucks, and just, yeah, especially this white version as well. There's something about it that's just so classic and beautiful. Let's just take a quick break and talk about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. If you're wanting to take the plunge and create your dream website in 2026, then you should look no further than Squarespace. Squarespace make designing and building a website so stress-free and easy thanks to their range of beautifully designed templates that you can choose from. Trust me when I tell you, you may have a bit of trouble choosing a template because they are all just so stunning, but once you have eventually chosen a template, you are then able to customize it as much or as little as you like. You can change the overall layout of the website and add everything you need to run your business successfully. Plus, you can also change up all of the fun little details like the fonts and colors with just a few clicks, no knowledge or background needed in coding whatsoever. And once your website is done, you can get discovered fast with Squarespace's integrated SEO tools, meaning your products or services will pop up when your ideal customer is searching for them in search engines such as Google. And another thing I really love about Squarespace is you're easily able to add marketing tools to your website, such as pop-up announcements and even email newsletter integration, which really does help to promote your products and services and ultimately grow your business. So if you'd like to create a website of your own, then I totally recommend you go and check out Squarespace using the link in the description below this video and take advantage of their free trial so you can test out just how easy it is to use for yourself. And then when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, head to squarespace.com/roseryapparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video and for being such an incredible supporter of my channel. Next, I have a pattern by one of my favorite pattern makers, Spaghetti Western Sewing. They have this dress here called the Juno dress, which is just a really simple shift style dress with a button up like penny style collar. It is such a classic little dress, and I feel like would be such a fun one for like day-to-day wear as well. It's just very casual, but still cute and whimsical at the same time. I love how there's an option to have like a kind of gathered detail along the, is that the yoke of the dress, just below the collar, but then you can also have it without that gathered detail for a more like, I don't know, simplified version of the dress. Next, I have another bag sewing pattern. This bag is the Quilted Kit Bag pattern by Rosie Cowbell Studio. There's not much to say about this bag apart from it being the absolute cutest thing in existence. It's basically a quilted, I think they're called duffel bag. I love all the different pockets it's got. It's also got like an elasticated section that can kind of act like a pocket as well. It would be a great overnight bag, but it would also make for a really cute knitting project bag as well, I think. Next, I have the Junie jumpsuit by Tiana Herring, who also made the pattern for the dress I'm wearing. This pattern is basically the jumpsuit version of this dress, and if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I am completely obsessed with this dress. I wear it at least once a week, and now Tiana Herring has the jumpsuit version available, which is so incredibly cute. I personally don't love wearing pants, but I have made a few jeans slash pants recently that I actually love and that work for my body type. But I feel like this jumpsuit in particular might work really well for me because A, I have a bit more control over the length of the actual pants, and B, it's got an elasticated detail at the back, which means I can really cinch it in at the waist, and I feel like it would be very, very comfortable as well. And the last sewing pattern I have to share as part of the ones I personally want to make this year is the classic shirt pattern by Spilt Milk. So Spilt Milk is a brand where they make garments out of vintage tablecloths. Definitely well worth going and checking them out if you haven't seen them already. But they have recently come out with a pattern so you can make your own. So it's just a classic button-up shirt, and obviously this one has been made with the intention that you would make them out of vintage tablecloths as well, which is just such a fun project idea. So now let's get into some of my tried and true sewing patterns that I have made over the last few years and I am kind of a little bit obsessed with. The first one is this one here called the Teddy Dress by My Keeper. I made this dress last year and I have to say I think it is my favourite dress that I made last year. It is just such a gorgeous silhouette, unlike any pattern I've made before as well. Very 90s inspired, and it also has this beautiful tie-up corset style detail at the sides, which just cinch the dress in and give the overall silhouette of this dress the most flattering shape. I feel so good when I wear this dress, and I feel like everyone needs to have a go at making it so they can feel just as good as I do in this dress. I could not be making a pattern roundup video like this without mentioning one of my own sewing patterns, my favourite everyday dress, the pansy dress. It's just a very simple gathered dress with quite an oversized fit, making it super, super comfortable. And it also doesn't have a zip, so you can just throw it on over the top of your head, and it has a cute little tie-up detail at the back. I'm really proud of this sewing pattern. It has been my go-to for literally years now. I make a new one at least once a year. Next, I have the Ella dress by Silver Saga Patterns. Again, I made this dress a few years ago, and when I made it, I just kind of could not believe my own skill. It gives me very strong witchy medieval vibes. When I made this pattern, it definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone. It still to this day might be one of the more technical dresses I've ever made. I always just feel like I grow as a sewer every time I make a Silver Saga pattern, which is honestly the highest compliment. Like, yeah, I love them so much. Next, obviously, I've got the Juniper dress by Tiana Herring. I mentioned it earlier. It's the dress I'm wearing. I love this dress. It's inspired by the Noble dress, and that dress is crazy expensive. So the fact that we can now make our own with this pattern is just a lifesaver. Next, I have another dress I've made before, but I desperately want to make it again. It is the Freya dress by Veronica Tucker. This dress is quite a simple shift style dress, but it has the most incredible sleeves I think I've ever sewn before in my life. When I first made this dress, I made it out of a fabric that, like, I love, but is definitely not my go-to, and because of that I very rarely wear this dress. I feel like I've worn it maybe twice since I made it, which is so sad because of the dress pattern and design itself I love so much. So I definitely want to make it in a fabric that I actually enjoy wearing. Next, I have another skirt pattern. This one is again one of my own sewing patterns, the Clover pattern. It's just a very simple button-up skirt, and similar to some of the other dresses I've talked about in this video, the skirt has been made up of multiple panels of fabric to give this really flattering shape. This is my go-to skirt for the warmer months. I wear it basically on repeat during summer. And what I also love about this skirt is depending on the fabric you make the skirt out of, it gives vastly different result. So I've made it out of more flowy rayon fabric, which gives a really floaty kind of look, and then this version here is made out of a more stiff cotton, which gives it a bit more of a structured look. I've also made a mini version out of corduroy, which is so cute for winter with a pair of tights and some boots. Next, I have another Rosie Caldwell Studio pattern. This one is the Willa dress that I made a couple of years ago, and I just have fallen so deeply in love with this pattern. It has so many beautiful gathered elements, like especially that gathered neckline. It is just so gorgeous. Yeah, I just love this pattern so much. I wanted to share it and include it in this video. Next, I think this is the only pattern that is part of the, like, I think they call it the big 4 sewing patterns. I've actually got it here. It is McCall's 7974. If you're a long time watcher of my channel, you should know all about this pattern by now. I feel like I mention it a lot. It is probably my favorite McCall's pattern ever. Here is my version of the pattern that I made at the very start of this YouTube channel. But the dress itself is a V-neck dress with, it kind of has this panel at the waist which cinches it in nicely, and then also has a bit of gathering on the actual bust. I actually went a bit rogue on the sleeves for this one. I used a bit of shirring at the bottom of the sleeve, which just gives it such a cute little floaty, flouncy detail. I don't know, I love how those sleeves turned out. The only problem I will say with this pattern, and if you are making it for yourself, keep this in mind, the bodice runs very large. I would say definitely size down, and you may have to like take it in slightly as you make it. Next, I have one of my favorite sewing patterns from 2025, the Henrietta skirt by, again, Spaghetti Western Sewing. It is another reimagining of the classic gathered skirt. This time this skirt has these gorgeous side gathered panels which just give the most beautiful silhouette to this skirt. I made my Henrietta skirt out of a patterned check type fabric, which I adore, but I feel like the side gathered panels are kind of lost in the fabric. So I really want to have a go at making this out of just a plain linen fabric or something, because it's such a fun detail and I want to be able to show those side panels off a little bit more. I have been talking a lot about dresses and skirts in this video, but let me show you a jeans sewing pattern that I've made twice now. I made last year using some denim, and I've also made a corduroy version. It is the May Jean pattern by Make by the Fabric Store. I actually made a pair identical to this. These are just on the Make by the Fabric Store Instagram, but I never saw this post, I promise, before I made my own. I only found the post after I bought my fabric and had plans to make the May jean from the fabric. But yeah, I definitely recommend, if you're wanting to have a go at making a pair of jeans, give the May jean pattern a try. And another pattern that I loved making last year, and that again uses a different kind of technique to give the overall dress some shape. It's called the Flower Bud pattern by Nammy Nammy Dressmaker. This pattern is the most adorable dress I think I've ever seen and ever made. It uses box pleats to give the dress shape, and the box pleats are even in the sleeves as well. The pattern pieces of this pattern are so unlike any pattern piece I'd ever seen before, and I was so unsure how they were going to go together to create this dress, but it did come together in the end. And then the last dress pattern I have to share is another one of my own sewing patterns. This is the Daisy pattern. This is a gathered V neck dress with buttons all the way down the front. You can also make a sleeveless version or one with cute little puff sleeves, but this long sleeve version here, I actually used the willow sleeve templates from my willow pattern. I do get asked this a lot, but yes, you can interchange the sleeve templates for all of my patterns and mix and match them to create different dress designs as well. But yeah, they are 26 sewing patterns that I think you should add to your to make list in 2026. I am so excited to get sewing this year. I've got so many patterns I want to make throughout the year. And yeah, if you want to see the cozy sewing videos of me making any of these patterns I've mentioned throughout this video, then please feel free to subscribe, and that way you'll be able to see those videos when they go live throughout the year. And yeah, Thank you so much for being here and for watching this video until the very end. If you enjoyed it, it would really mean a lot to me if you could give it a like. And yeah, I'm just very excited for the year and all the sewing content I'll be sharing. So yeah, thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.